Oh, yes. Here we go, everybody. It's a little bit late this week, but it took these guys a while to get the props out. So it is time for your Uncle Weezy's Greasy 4-leg parlay for UFC 277. I put this together last night, and when I put it together, the odds were significantly better than they are right now. I did it super late night, so it was too late to do a video. Unfortunately, the odds have moved a little bit here, but we've got it ready for you, and let's get to it. So we see that the Greasy 4-legger for UFC 277. First leg that we're going to, and I did this on FanDuel last night, is we're going to have two money line props. We're going to have a fight doesn't go to decision prop, and we're going to have a fight starts round 2 prop here. The first leg is coming from the very first fight of the night. It is the Orion Cosce money line. Right now, that money line is sitting at minus 200, I believe. Yes, minus 210 right now on FanDuel.com. I got this last night at minus 180, I believe. But that is leg number 1 of the parlay. Cosce against Blood Diamond is a striker versus grappler matchup. Blood Diamond, we don't really know if he's got any power at this level. He went 3 rounds with Dim Skillies. That was the best fighter that he had faced prior to coming into the UFC. And prior to that, he beat Joe Van Duyn and Hyung Min Wang, just nobodies. So it's really kind of hard to know where this guy is as a mixed martial artist. But what we do know about Orion is this dude can wrestle. He's got good cardio. That fight against Philip Rowe was just really high paced, and you really have to worry about Philip Rowe on the ground because he's so long. He's 6'3", Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, training over there at Fusion Excel with guys like Vieira. He didn't do as well on the ground there, and Rowe, just being so long for the division, freakishly long, and have a ton of power, just gave Cosce a ton of problems. But Philip Rowe would absolutely destroy Blood Diamond, and I think Philip Rowe would probably open up around minus 300 against that guy, because Rowe is probably just as good of a striker as Blood Diamond, but we also know that dude can wrestle, and he's got some really good submissions too. So I think Cosce should be able to get the job done easily here. I think that the takedowns are going to come easy for him, and then once he gets them, he won't be dodging submissions like he was against Philip Rowe. He should be able to be comfortable, keep him on the ground, and win a lot of minutes down there, and render Blood Diamond to be a little bit ineffective. The leg number 2 for this parlay is going to be the Nikolai Negumereanu money line. This is basically a level of competition thing for me. Negumereanu opened the underdog here. Now he is the favorite. He is sitting at minus 118 on FanDuel. This one is another one where I just don't trust Peteria's record coming into the UFC. I don't think that this guy's even fought anybody tough yet. And Negumereanu is going to be a tough first test for anybody at this level. Number 1, Negumereanu is extremely durable. Number 2, he's got very good conditioning for a big guy. Number 3, he throws a lot of volume and he walks forward. So even if Peteria does land big shots, they're not going to be likely to knock out Nick. And what happens after round 1 to Peteria here? This being his first UFC level fight. This being his first fight in front of a live crowd at the UFC level. And against a guy who's got 4 UFC fights already and who's been winning. Who's been pushing a pace for the full 3 rounds and who showed a lot of durability. Maybe Peteria comes out here and puts together a fantastic performance and wins this fight, but I see him maybe winning the first round, but then after that, I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble because Negumereanu is not going to stop walking forward, and the guy is extremely durable. So, and not only that, I've seen Peteria get taken down and held down by bums on the regional scene. And Negumereanu's got some really good judo, and he's got a pretty good top game. So we'll see. I think there's more than one way for Negumereanu to win this fight. Leg number 3 of the parlay is going to be the fight doesn't go to decision for Ankalaev and Smith. So let me get this on the screen for you guys. Here on the prop template for Ankalaev Smith. I've got a fight doesn't go to decision right now, sitting at plus 104. So that's a 49% implied probability. Now, if we were to look at divisional finish rates, and I'm going to zoom in on this for you guys so you can see it. So this right here, this number, 57.3% is the divisional finish rate for 205-pound fights that are 3 rounds at the UFC level. So we've had 169 finishes in 295 fights. That's 57.3%. Now, the fight doesn't go to decision line here is currently priced at plus 104 on FanDuel. That's only a 49% implied probability. So when we compare the long-term benchmark for finishes in this division to the line that we're getting an 8.27% edge over the books. In addition to that, Ankalaev's fights have finished inside the distance at the UFC level 5 out of 9 times. And for Anthony Smith, it's 12 out of 17, so just over 70%. So when you add that 5 out of 9 and that 12 out of 17 up, you're getting 17 out of their 26 combined fights have finished inside the distance. That's 65.4% combined. We're only paying 49.02% on the line. So that is a 16.4% break when we compare that 65% to the 49% of the line. And it's an 8.1% break because these guys are finishing at 65.4% and the division is only finishing at 57.3%. So we're getting an 8.1% break. So this is what I call the trifecta on the prop template here, is where we have a green number here, a green number here, and a green number here. And they're all big. 8.27%, 8.1%, 16.4%. So at plus money, the Ankalaev Smith fight doesn't go to decision is something that the analytics absolutely love. And for those of you who say that Ankalaev is a very slow fighter, I'll remind you that 5 of his 9 fights have finished inside the distance, and that Anthony Smith is the kind of guy that's not going to stand in front of him and let this dude win minutes. He's going to come forward. He's going to create chaos, and he's going to make Ankalaev fight him. So if that happens, if we get the proactive Magomed Ankalaev in this fight, I think somebody's getting finished before the bell, and I think we're going to see this bet cash. So that's leg number 3. Fight doesn't go to decision for Ankalaev Smith. Leg number 4, bring out the pitchforks and torches. You're going to think your Uncle Weezy has lost his mind. And here's the problem now. I got this line at minus 110. Now it's sitting at minus 135, and I don't like it as much. But in my Greasy 4-leg parlay, I'll put the banner up here because it's right here. Fight starts round 2 for Lewis versus Pavlovich, and I know that this is going to be a sweat. Now, I got this at minus 110. It's now sitting at minus 135. When I brought up my stats here, and I have this sheet up, and I got the sort. This is these 28 fights here are Derek Lewis and Sergey Pavlovich's combined fights at the UFC level. And we can see here that there are 28 total, and 10 of them have finished in round 1. So 10 divided by 28, or let's just say 18 divided by 28. Seriously? It's going to take that long? Thank you. Okay. So 18 divided by 28 is 64.3% of their fights have seen round 2 combined. And at minus 110, we're paying about, a 52, 53% implied probability. So that was a 10% edge over the books. In addition to that, Derek Lewis's fights are notoriously slow paced. And Derek Lewis doesn't get as many knockdowns as you think. Pavlovich does, but I think Pavlovich is going to have to be very careful on how he enters Derek Lewis's punching range, because that guy kind of waits to counter, and then when he does, walk forward and throw combinations, if one of them hits, he'll try to finish you from right there, and it happens most of the time. Derek Lewis is leading the UFC in most knockout wins in the history of the promotion. So I realize that both of these guys have a ton of power. I realize that all 4 of Pavlovich's victories have come in the very first round. But, Derek Lewis might wrestle here. We saw him wrestle in his last fight. And we might see this start just get off to a very slow start. But at minus 135, I don't like it as much. So if you want to change the leg number 4 of this parlay to something that makes a little more sense, throw in the Dante Mays money line, or throw in Mays Abdelwahab fight doesn't go to decision, because I think those are both really good choices, and they would make a great 4th leg. My 4th leg, unfortunately, is that Lewis Pavlovich fight starts round 2, but I got it at minus 110. So this parlay checked in at plus 1014 for me last night. And if you guys want to change that 4th leg now that line has kind of gotten away and it doesn't make as much sense, you please do that and add in Mays, or the Mays Abdelwahab fight doesn't go to decision. But that is your Greasy 4-leg parlay for this week, you guys. And we got my guy Addicted to Combat, who I was on the Couch Warriors show with last night on YouTube, along with my guy Wiz Betts. Check out Addicted to Combat's YouTube channel. Go and subscribe over there. He's doing fantastic breakdowns of all the fights early in the week, and he's also putting out a Best Bets week video every week. So check that out. We got C. Andrews 99 saying, "Unk the GOAT Weezy." Appreciate you, C. Andrews. We got Jeff saying, "Bag of wangs." Yeah, dude, it's not exactly good competition that our guy Blood Diamond faced prior to the UFC, but he's here now. He got smoked in the first round by Jeremiah Wells, but that's an extremely tough test. But I think Orion Cosce can have similar success here. Eric Cote saying, "Oi!" And Wendy Willis saying, "Uncle Weezy money." Love it, Wendy. We got Cash Apuzzo saying, "Uncle Weezy the GOAT." Appreciate you, Cash. Eric Cote saying, "Smith is super durable." Yeah, he is. He's been finished quite a few times at the UFC level, but the guy has absolutely no quit in him. But the thing is, like I say, Ankalaev hits really hard, and he's a fantastic counter puncher. But Smith's not exactly the kind of guy to just stand in front of you and do nothing, which is what, like, basically the last 3 opponents for Ankalaev did, with the exception of Krylov. So, and, when Krylov's a guy who comes forward, and that fight finished inside the distance. That fight did go to decision. But yeah, Smith is very durable. There's no question about that. Free Africa saying, "Cash tickets like flapjacks. Let's get it, man." And Addicted to Combat saying, "Fight starts round 3. Lewis Pavlovich is enough grease to give me a heart attack." I like it. But it's fight starts round 2, not fight starts round 3. I'm not that ballsy. But yeah, man, the over 1.5 is plus 120. That's a little bit better, but I would still rather just have the fight start round 2, because a lot of Derek Lewis fights have finished early in round 2. As we can see here, look at all these fights here that ended in round 2 before the 450 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So, that's, when we look at that goes all the way up to number 15. So that makes 15 out of 20. So it's like more like 50% of those fights. And then there's a few that just went barely over 450, 492, 498. So 8 of Derek Lewis's fights have finished in round number 2. So that is a lot, considering that 4 of these fights belong to Pavlovich. So if we subtract the 4 fights, that's 24 fights that Derek Lewis has had, and 8 of them have finished in round 2. So that's good to know. If you're getting that, minus 110 for fight starts round 2, those, that's a huge analytical edge over what the, how many heavyweight fights that are 3 rounds actually start round 2. And let's see here. We got Pavlovich Lewis, yeah. And then we've got Paul Wesley said, "Put a unit on the grease of plus 900 with Mays fight doesn't go to decision for number 4." I like that Mays fight doesn't go to decision. I just bet that, and I parlayed it with the under 4.5 on DraftKings, and I just got plus 125, I think, for that. So that was fight doesn't go to decision for Abdelwahab Mays, which was minus 175 on DraftKings. And then the under 4.5 for the main event, Payne and Nunez, at minus 225. Parlayed that for a plus 125 for 1 unit. So I like that as well. Robert Sella saying Krylov is iron chin, though. Yes, yeah, Krylov is tough. Dave Barista saying, let's hit the 4 pick on. Let's hit the pick 4. Let's get it, man. Robert Sella said, almost beat Glover split decision. He could have won. Yeah, man. Lewis is in my parlay. Nice. Well, there we go. And we got Skywalker saying, I'm here for an ass shaving. Well, the ass shaving of the week is Dante Mays this week over Hamdi Abdel Wahab. It's a big show me spot for Hamdi. It's a huge step up in competition against a much bigger man on short notice. Definitely love Dante Mays here, as I think he's got all the tools, the speed, the size, the athleticism, the power to be good at heavyweight. But he's starting to put it all together. He's still young. I think the sky's the limit for Mays, and I think he's going to get the job done here. Free Africa saying, it's 1 a.m. in the morning in South Africa. I'm up watching 4-leg greasy parlays for my Uncle Weezy. Got work tomorrow, but can't miss it to save my life. I appreciate you for hanging out, Free Africa. I'm going to let all you guys go. I just wanted to give you guys this short little video here so that you had a greasy 4-legger from your Uncle Weezy this week, now that all the props are out. So I will be back on Saturday on Pub Sports Radio for the live watch along for UFC 277. After that, you can find me on Pub Sports Radio on Sunday for the Stat Diggers and my man DFS by the numbers. And then on Monday on the MMA Engine YouTube channel, I'll be doing a main event breakdown for the next event, which is I've got the stats right here. What is the main event again? Santos versus Hill. We got Thiago Santos versus Jamal Hill. It is the Ultimate Fighter finale. And we'll also do probability on Monday night, and then next Tuesday night, just a tip with your Uncle Weezy. So you guys know the schedule. You guys know the greasy 4-legger. The only thing left to do is to stack cash tickets like flapjacks for UFC 277. God bless each and every one of you guys. I'm out of here. Good luck to all of you on all your bets. Let's get it. It's time to eat. I'm hungry, man. Let's go.